Hi, it's me, Rachel Lynn, and today's Financial Friday is my mid-month budget update for January. Alright, well, there's not really a whole lot going on as far as January is concerned, but let's just get right into it. First of all, I'm going to go over my notes. Now, I did date this the 15th of January, even though I put this in at the beginning of the month just to remind me. But I have a new income. My insurance rates have gone up. I added vision insurance, and so I have a new income for the rest of the school year. I had no idea what it was going to be, and it completely changed, and it was not what I was expecting. But I will show you that down below when we go over my income. Then I have a loans account buffer note. I told you I was putting a certain amount of money towards my debt for December, and then I ended up changing that after the fact. When my student loans first came out of default and I had made it through rehabilitation, if you have not seen that video, go check that video out now, because that just kind of tells you about how I got through the rehabilitation program. When I came out of that, I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do things, and so it took me a little bit of time to figure things out, but I have it figured out now. So I have my main bank account, and that money goes through, and then I have a separate bank account that my undergraduate loans come out of, and then a separate bank account that my graduate loans come out of. So my undergraduate loans are actually being paid for by my parents, as they promised when I entered college, but I am actually paying on them right now because it's my rent money to live at home. So I'm living at home with my parents, and I pay that student loan payment instead of paying my parents, because it really is right about the same amount. Anyway, so I have those separate accounts, because I don't want those types of automatic payments coming out of my main bank account. That way I can keep them straight instead of them both coming out of the same account, and then it's like, well, this is undergraduate, which is my parents, and then this is graduate, which is mine, and it's like, it just makes it easier for me. So anyway, I told you at the end of December that I had put a certain amount towards debt, and then January 3rd, by the time that money had gotten into the account that I was going to use to pay, because it takes a couple of days, I decided to actually leave a little bit of money in that account, and I transferred a little bit of money to the other account just to have a little bit of a buffer. It's about one payment, just so that I have that extra. I have an automatic withdrawal to go to those two bank accounts from my main bank, and I set it up so that it's in there in plenty of time, and the money clears in plenty of time before the payment. But if there's ever a time that, like, I can't make a payment, or something happens and I can't add extra, that actually gives me an extra month if I need it, and I like that security. And I also like the security of if they take too much, and you know, that can happen, has been known to happen. Then on January 4th, I have a note here that I actually gave $25 to my high school alma mater. I loved my high school, and so I give to them every once in a while, and it's never very much just because I don't have very much. And they have a raffle right now. The drawing, I think, is early February, and it's a raffle for $20,000, and I have actually won $10,000 before in a similar kind of thing, so it happens. If I don't win, it's a $25 donation to a great high school, and if I do win, then that's $20,000. But I decided to put this in my church budget because it is a giving thing. Okay, so I am going to go through each different category and all of that, and then we'll get to my income last. So I have given $75 to church. That's $25 over, so I will be over in this category at the end of the month, and I'm okay with that. Because really, if you're going to be over in any category, I think that the giving category is definitely the place to be over. Especially when I don't actually tie the full 10% quite yet. I have put $5.12 towards savings. That is just interest from Capital One, which you'll see that in my income category. I have made a payment to my Nelnet undergrad. That's the date that my bank transferred the money to the other bank account, even though it wasn't paid until actually the 16th. I went on ahead and put that in there, and then this one is actually paid on the 15th, and I went on ahead and put it in as the 2nd because that's the day that that money gets transferred over. And then my graduate loan payment, I transferred over $129.91, but my loan payment has actually gone down because I paid off one of those loans with the extra money from December. So they didn't actually take out $129.91 from that bank account. They took out like $125, but I transferred over $129 from my main bank account, and my budget focuses on my main bank account. So that extra money will go straight towards debt at the end of the month when I figure out exactly how much I'll be putting at debt. Now, because I really am paying off debt as I'm going along, I have considered making extra payments like throughout the month as I have extra money. But I've actually decided not to do that. I know that I could save a little bit on interest if I paid, if I went on ahead and I made my extra student loan payment of $1,000, and then I, anything extra I put towards debt. Like, I know that I could do that and save a little bit of money on interest, but I've decided not to do that because I want that extra money that I put towards debt, or any other extra money from my other allocations if I have leftover money from like spending or from groceries or gas. If I have that extra money, I want to be able to use it in case of an emergency. So I want to wait until the end of the month when I know I'm getting paid, when I get paid for the next month, or at least my first paycheck of the next month. I want to wait, and so I've just decided that I'm going to do that. And I think the interest that I'll be saving is not really I don't think it's that big of a deal. But my end of the month recaps will have the total amount right here that I am putting towards debt. That is something that has changed since last year. I didn't really do that. I just kind of had it down at the bottom on a side note kind of thing, and that really threw me off when I tried to track all of my expenses for the whole year. And then as far as sinking funds, I think I will also do the same thing just in case I end up putting a little extra towards sinking funds one month. I'm just going to wait to the end of the month. My extra checking account, that's half of my emergency fund, is in a separate bank account. I really need to do a video on all of the bank accounts that I have, just because I have a lot. HP Instant Ink came out, and it was supposed to be $4.99 plus some tax. They overcharged me, and so I had a long chat conversation online the other day, and I was not happy, and they had no record of me trying to change my plan and lower it. If they really want some proof, then I can direct them to one of the many videos that I mentioned that it was going to be lowering. They said, we'll go ahead and lower your plan, but it won't take effect until the next month, and you'll be billed the next month. So I have a plan for 500 printing pages, and so next month I'll be billed for $15.89 again, and I'll still have 500 pages that month. And they said that I would have that month for free. Well, I told them I haven't been printing that many pages. That's why I'm lowering the amount. So basically, my bill should be $4.99 next month, and so I'm getting a month $4.99 for free when you overcharged me by $10. And I wasn't having it. I said that's not acceptable, because an extra month of 500 pages is worthless. So they actually said, all right, we'll give you 2 months for free. And I figured, well, there's my $10. They would not give me a refund, but I am getting 2 months for free, so that's kind of good. And since I have another 2 months of 500 pages to print, unless it does go down, I'm definitely going to be printing a lot in January, because there are a lot of things that I've been meaning to print and I just never get around to it. Verizon has not come out yet. Netflix has not come out yet. My gas budget, I have spent $20.77. And while we're on gas, if you saw my December budget recap video, you will have noticed that I was off. My budget was off by $18.82. And I didn't know why, and I couldn't figure it out. I went back 2 months as per my dad's recommendation. In December, I actually found I did not track one of my gas allocations. It was $18.82. That's where that money was. It was an extra gas trip that I didn't track. I'm so glad that I found it. And then I was off this month again. That was the HP Instant Ink. I didn't put that in. So I need to be better about tracking everything. And then for groceries, I have spent $26.65 at Target. And honestly, I don't know why. I mean, I did not put in the note. Okay, this was actually snacks for school. I don't know why it was $26.65 because I have a couple more Target gift cards. When I was getting ready to pay, I was just kind of like, well, I don't know why I didn't want to use the gift cards for the snacks purchase, but for some reason I shied away from using the gift cards. For some reason I just felt like I needed to hold on to them, and at the same time I also kind of felt like that was a little weird for me to make this purchase on gift cards and then get reimbursed for it. So I don't know what was going on in my head, but I made two separate purchases at Target. One was just snacks, and I actually did use a $5 gift card that I had gotten from the other purchase that I made. I bought face wipes and makeup remover, which I needed, and I went there. Actually, one of the things I went to get was that, and so they had you buy 3 and you get a $5 gift card, and so I used the $5 gift card for this, but I didn't use any of my other gift cards, and I just don't know why. I even lowered my grocery budget down because I knew that I had plenty of gift cards for both Target and Walmart that I could use, and I don't know why. Alright, so my teaching allocation, I have spent nothing. I have gotten several things on TPT, and a couple of times I thought, I'm gonna need to buy just a little something, even if, it would be something under $10 both times. But I have been able to find free purchases on TPT that suit my needs just fine, and it takes a little bit of extra time to find those free resources, but I've been finding them, and so far I've spent nothing. I do plan to spend a little bit of money for Scholastic books. I am collecting Listening Center books on CD. That really is the only purchase that I plan on making, definitely. I don't really have anything else that I need right now. So for my spending allocation, I spent $11.78 at Target, and I actually spent way more than that. I will actually go over all of that tomorrow in my Spending Saturday video, but this was way more than just random spending stuff. It was actually mostly groceries for myself to have at school, and then like I said, I got face wipes and makeup remover. I just felt like a really smart shopper at Target, and I did actually get one or two things that I probably would have put in my teaching category, but I decided that instead of trying to split it all up and figure out how much went where, I just put $11.78 under spending because some of it was spending and some of it wasn't, and so I still have $38.22 left in spending. And my restaurant budget, I am not happy where this one is for the rest of the month. I completely forgot that I lowered the amount for this month because of all the extra gift cards that I have. My brother and I went out to eat at Shalimar. It's an Indian restaurant, and I love Indian food, but I ended up paying for both of us, and my brother paid me back. It was $36 total. We actually had a kind of a coupon for $10 off, so we actually kind of splurged a little bit. But really, it wasn't $36. It was $18 a person, and that includes a tip and everything. For that type of restaurant, I feel like that's not too bad, especially all the food that we got. And I still stayed within calories. I don't know how that happened, but it did. But I am counting it as $36 from my restaurant budget. So if I want to eat at any more restaurants for the rest of this month, I'm going to have to use gift cards. Or I could possibly take it from my spending money. And I do have a little bit of cash too that I could also use. Actually, the cash my brother gave me for the other half of this. And then my weight loss allocation, which is a new allocation for the month. I have not spent anything yet. Actually, I really need to look up 5K races because, it's getting close to the end of the month. I have not spent anything out of my sinking funds, which I think is great. They are just sitting there waiting for me to use them. And then for my income, I received my last paycheck for 2018 for $1149.74. I received Capital One interest from the month before on January 1st for $5.12. And I received my first paycheck of the new year on January 15th, and the total is $1145.93. I was so surprised. Apparently there were some big tax cuts and stuff like that. That almost made up for my big jump in insurance premiums, as well as adding vision insurance onto my plan. It's like less than $8 a month less. Like, that's it. I can deal with that. I'm just so excited that I don't have to worry too much about my budget being completely thrown off. This was a huge blessing, and I am getting paid less than I did last year, but I think I'm still getting paid more than last school year. I was actually really concerned that I'd be getting paid less than last school year, even though I had a slight increase in pay this year. So I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that, and there should be a little bit more income by the end of the month. Hopefully I should have a reimbursement from school coming, and I have some cash that I'd like to deposit into the bank. This is not all that will happen this month. I have already started planning how to allocate that money differently, since it is a different amount, but it's really not going to change as much as I thought that it would, so that's not too bad. But you can check out my February budget setup video when I have that ready. That'll be in the next week or two. So that is my mid-month budget update. I would love to know what you think, so please leave me a comment down below, and like this video for not losing too much money in the insurance rate hike. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. You can follow me on my journey to get out of my student loan debt, as well as losing some weight along the way. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.